Hi everyone, today we're going to do some silhouette stamping. I've pulled myself out the Stylistic Wild Meadow stamp set, and that's by Sentimentally Yours. I'm going to choose a sentiment from the Elegance Script Essential Sentiments, again from Sentimentally Yours. I've got this really old die set that I've found in my stash, and I really don't know where it came from. I can't remember where I bought this from, but it's got these lovely outer dies and then the inner dies, and this is the one that I'm going to use today, and I'm going to use it standalone without the rest of it. So I'm going to pop that one to just one side. Got myself a piece of 10 by 7 cardstock, a couple of pieces for doing my stamping, and for me these are measure 4 by 6.5, but whatever stamps you're using, cut yourself a couple of pieces to fit that size. And then my first matte layer is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So if I take in my scoring board, and we're just going to score this down at 5 inches. I'm going to turn this over and give that a really nice burnish from the back. So there's our card base done. We can go ahead and glue our first matte layer on now. So as always, nice amount of glue on the back. And in the middle, and we just get this one nicely lined up. And that's our card base done. So we'll pop that to one side. Now with our 2 smaller pieces, I'm going to take in my stamping platform. So I'm going to pop this right down in the corner, and I'm going to take in the stamp that I've chosen. And I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to go slightly up, about ½ an inch up from the bottom. I am going to be cutting this down, so it really doesn't matter. Actually, if I take that up a bit more, we can get that magnet in there quite nicely. Just making sure that your cardstock is right down in the corner. I'm going to pick up this stamp. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm using the Versafine Onyx Black. Bring this one across and give that a really nice stamp down. And then when we lift this up, we've got this beautiful image. I'm going to remove that one and pop that one to the side to dry. I'm going to take in my next piece. I'll get that one right down in the corner. And hopefully they should be in the right place. Let's just, yeah, they'll be fine. And I'm going to ink this up again. Bring that one across and give that one a nice press down. Just a tiny bit in that corner. There we go. So that's our silhouettes stamped. Just give this stamp a nice clean up and get that one straight back on its carrier sheet. And that's all we need for that at the moment. Now with either or, it doesn't matter which one you choose. We're going to take in our die, and this can be any die that you've got in your stash that gives you an open area. It doesn't have to be grids, lines, it can be anything you want it to be. Now this one I'm going to use for the back. So this one, I'm going to decide where I want to cut this out, and I think I'm going to go just on this edge. So if I get that lined up and tiny bit of low tack tape, I'm going to take off some of that sticky, and I'm just going to pop some tape on there. And this I'm now going to run through my die cutting machine. So just quickly run that one through. Gently take that off. And if we release all those tiny bits, this is what we've ended up with. Now we can either just place this straight over the top so that we've got this tiny bit of interest going on, or you can cut this one right down, but I want to chop this down. So if I take in my paper trimmer, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this down like so, and I can even take some more off of the tops of this because I think that is a tiny bit long for what I want there. So top and bottom. Now we've got this spare piece that we're going to pop to one side. So this is the grid that I'm left with. I haven't measured any of the cut-in, I just did it by eye. And this one eventually now is going to sit lined up like so. So we've got some interest going on the side of this. I'm going to take in my carte blanche, and this one I'm going to leave exactly the size that it is, and I'm going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to raise this up on foam tape. So as always, run a nice line of foam tape all around the edges, just a tiny bit in the middle. Give those a nice press down. Now because I don't need to line this up fully, I'm going to take all those backings off. And I'm going to line this up roughly where I think I want this to go. So a tiny, tiny border, top, bottom, and on the side. Turn that one over and give that a really nice press down. And now with this one needs to be lined up exactly. But that's actually quite nice because what we've ended up with now is a border around this one as well. Yeah, so that one's going to go on there like so. And this one I am going to glue down. I don't think I'll get any tape down this edge, so I am going to glue this one down. Just a tiny bit of glue all around the edges. And I'm going to leave the center grids. I'm going to try and get this lined up. Follow all your lines along. There we go. Just going to turn that over and give that a really nice press down. So what we've actually got going on now is we've got our focal point, but we've actually added an extra layer of the same silhouette. And all I need to do now for this one is stamp and add my sentiment. And the sentiment I've chosen is with Best Wishes. So if I get that one nicely lined up on my glass mat, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to find a nice scrap piece of the same cardstock, and we're just going to ink that up in the Versafine Onyx Black. I think get that nicely lined up. And give that a, with Best Wishes, give this one a good clean off. Pop that one straight back. If I take in my paper trimmer again, cut that down and then cut that one up there, and I'm going to leave roughly the same amount either side. A tiny bit. There we go. And this one is just going to sit across the bottom. That was lucky. Look, I cut that exactly the same width. Couldn't have planned that better if I'd measured it. Okay, so for this one we're going to need some foam pads. And if I get the right end, this end we're just going to have one. So we're going to go all the way along with one, and then so that's 3, and then on this end we need to double up. So I'm going to take the backing off of that one. So there we go. So remove those backings. And this is going to sit just on the bottom there. With Best Wishes. And then on the inside of this card, we had this spare piece. So if we just take off the bottom, take a tiny bit off of that side, and then a tiny bit at the top. So can you see I've done very little very little measuring for this card, and I'm just going to pop this one on the side like so. So again with glue. We can either go straight from the bottom or we can go in the center. I actually think it might look nice straight from the bottom. I'm going to leave about 2/8 of an inch from the side. I'm going to give that a nice press down. I'm going to turn that over, press that down from the back. And for the sentiment on the inside, so the front we had with best wishes, and I'm going to have just for you. So again, line this up on my glass mat. Pick that one up. Ink that up with the Versafine Onyx Black. And then this one I'm going to have right at the top, about there. Just for you. And the very last thing I want to do with this, I should have done this before, but you know me, bit of a nightmare, always adding, I never know when to stop. I've got this this stamp set, this is called Tufty Friends Kitten, and it's got some lovely tiny butterflies in here. So just thinking when that one's stamped down, so this is the smallest one that I need. I'm just going to take in my stamping block, get that one down on my mat, and I thought I would have him come in just there. So I'm going to open this up, try and get this as flat as possible. As I said, always a nightmare, always adding. And I'm just going to stamp this one just there. Beautiful. So there's one butterfly there, and am I pushing my luck by doing another one? No, I think we'll have one coming off the top there. So again, I think I might go, because that one's going that way. Wonder what this one would look like if we did it come in more. There, beautiful. So that's those two on the front. And then what we could do now is a couple on the inside. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna pop that one, I think, about there. So there's one going up there. Within this set there is a bigger butterfly, which when stamped will go the other way. I just give that one a quick clean off. Pop that one straight back. Get this one on my glass mat. Pick that one up. Now when this is stamped, this is going to be going off this way. That's absolutely fine. stamp that one up. Oh, constantly checking that I haven't got black ink anywhere. And this one I'm going to have just going off there. Right, okay. Now, this is me. I'm going to see if I can line this up and give that a nice press down. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Well, actually, no, I think that looks quite perfect. The rest of it's just one. He's got his two. Oh, yeah, that's correct. The two there. Lovely. So if we pop that one back, there we go. Just checking my hands again. I'm really quite chuffed with that. I think that butterfly looks lovely. And there we go. I think the only bit that double stamped was this tiny bit here. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed my little video. Thank you for watching. Just going to pop that under there for a second for that ink to dry. And until the next time, bye for now.